Allô, Marilyn. T'es la seule qui a commenté jusqu'à cette heure. If there's anyone in the chat, don't hesitate to say hi. Don't be shy. So, whoever's watching, and Marilyn and everyone else, I hope you had a great week. I don't know. Yeah, you do feel alone. There's probably other people in the chat that are just afraid to talk, maybe. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you so much for stopping by. You were one of the 5 winners of the memberships that Marilyn gave away. There was Matt Rogers, Suzanne Goulet, Jody Swanson, Canadian Family Life, Tiffany, and MC Ferron. I'm not sure who that is. That's awesome. Thank you, Marilyn. So I hope you guys have been doing well lately. I hope life has been treating you fairly. There's so much that's been happening in my life in the past week. First, I just my grandfather passed away. That was Wednesday afternoon. He would have turned 92 in about a month. He had no quality of life. He was at the point where, he was just waiting. Like, he kept saying that he was waiting for God to come and pick him up. So, of course, it's sad. But given the circumstances, I'm just happy that he went away without pain. Like, he didn't suffer. He didn't feel pain, you know what I mean? And the family was there. Hello, Sarah. Thank you for stopping by. And the thing about my grandparents, first of all, my grandmother is still there. She's still here with us. But the thing about the both of them is, they never did anything. Like, I'm not saying they never did anything wrong, but they never did like anything illegal. They were just like those genuine, nice people. If there's anyone that believes in true love, it was them. And the proof of that, I want to share something with you guys. I didn't want to share it now. Just a sec. Last time I went to see my grandparents, it was about a month ago. And I found it hard because, my grandfather was not himself anymore. My grandmother, well, first of all, they both they were having memory issues. I mean, my grandmother did not recognize me. My grandfather did not recognize me. My grandfather was not himself, but my grandmother was still herself. She was still, the joyful woman, smiling and laughing and, caring. And when I told her that I was her grandson, she's like, I'm sorry, I really don't know you. And I'm like, yes, you're my grandson. And I'm like, Grandma, like, I really love you very much. And she's like, well, if you're my grandson, I love you too. Hello, Karen. Thanks for stopping by. It's always rough losing someone so valuable in your life. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And my mom told me a story about them. And I'm gonna show you pictures after. You're gonna understand what I mean about when I'm talking about true love. My mom went to visit them at some point, and my grandmother was telling my mom, she's like, that old man, like, I don't like him. he's mean, and I think he's always drunk. My mom was like, Ma, that's dad. Like, he's not drunk. He's in a retirement home. Like, he's can't drink here. Like, but she's like, well, anyway, he's mean, and I don't like it. But when my mom left, my grandmother got up and went to my grandfather right away. It's like she was saying that he was mean because he was probably grumpy. But whenever she had a chance, she'd go see him. She didn't know who he was. Well, I'm thinking that she knew that he was familiar. Like, she knew when she saw me that, okay, I know this face, but I don't know who he is. And that's always I just don't want to get too emotional, but it's always been. I still remember when my grandmother came to the hospital at some point. Um, my grandfather would come see her, and when it was time to leave, he would always give her a kiss. He would always hold her hand. They, they were impossible to keep apart. And even in sickness, even with my grandmother suffering from Alzheimer, even with that, they were still looking for each other, and they would still find each other. And this picture here, let's see if I can put full screen. This one too. This represents them a lot. That's them. They were always together, always. And whenever they would be apart for any reason, my grandfather would tell her he loves her, and he would give her a kiss and a hug. And I find it beautiful that even at that age, they were showing the love for each other. And another picture that will show you what kind of people they are is this one here. That always doing the little things. And even if my grandmother didn't really understand everything that was happening in the past couple of days, I kind of have a feeling that their soulmate, she won't be far behind. I hope not. But I'm pretty sure, given the circumstances, she will. They often say that when one of them leaves, the other one leaves not too far behind. I have a feeling this is what's going to happen. Just because they belong together, she's going to have to go and see him again. Yes, it is a sweet photo. Hi, Suzanne. Yes, thank you. By the way, you can thank Marilyn Little Homestead by the Beach for your membership for a month. That's awesome. I have to start posting a little bit more. There was a little. I think it was about for maybe 2 months in the summer where I was sharing a lot of stuff, a lot of pictures, a lot of shorts, a lot of small videos. I'm thinking about different things right now, trying to find a way to make it even more interesting. But I don't know yet exactly what to do. So I'm still brainstorming. So yeah, there's that happened in my life, and well, most of you if you've watched my live stream last week, was I live last week, or was it the week before? It had to be last week. Uh, I got a new job. Uh, I was supposed to start on October 3rd, but given the circumstances, given the fact that I'm I don't want to brag, but I was basically told that I was really hard to replace. Um, they're not allowed to ask me to stay longer than what I gave them. I gave them a 2 weeks notice, 2 weeks and a half. But the fact that I was going on vacation, the fact that I had death in my family, I missed a few days. I will only be starting my new job on October 16. I'm giving them an extra 2 weeks, and that's fun because I feel it made me feel good about myself because first of all, um, I don't have a feeling that it was an official interview that I got. It's like, you still want the job? Yes. How much you're making? This is what I'm giving you more than what you're making. Let's cut to the chase. I want you, so I'm gonna pay you. And um, I felt wanted right away, and basically he told me that he wanted to have me on board. And when I told my boss that I was leaving, she took a deep breath and she's like, I wasn't expecting that. Like she didn't see it coming. And since then, a lot of people have been telling me that it's not only going to be a big piece missing in the pharmacy, but it's going to be a big piece missing in the whole hospital and in the whole province. Um, so I will be working for Friends of Healthcare Foundation. Um, the goal of the foundation is to raise money by doing there's a hockey pool, there's a radiothon, there's a bunch of different activities, a golf tournament where they have like this Montreal Canadian player coming uh, to play with the people, just to raise money for um, buying equipment, um, buying things that maybe require a lot of money that sometimes um, the money is not available somewhere else. Let's put it this way. So my job is going to be um, to assist them, and I will be handling the website. I will be handling all the graphic designs, the posters, the advertisement, and all that kind of stuff. Um, I will be some sort of well, I don't want to say secretary also, but I will be uh, the one in the office when you come in. If you come in to make a donation, I will be the one greeting you and taking your information, giving you a receipt, taking the money, putting the money away, doing all the accountabilities, the accounting, and all that kind of stuff. Yes, it is a change because right now what I'm doing, I'm a pharmacy computer technician or computer system technician, and my job right now is to handle all the stuff, the computer stuff, but in kind of in the background of what's happening in the pharmacy. Um, if there's a new medication, I will be the one creating the new medication in the system. And now we have 3 different systems. There's the system that we use to enter the prescription. There's also a system um, that allow us to they're medication dispensing machines on the units. So I have to create the medication in that system as well. I have to create the medication in another software that we're using for the sterile prep rooms. Um, And the fact that I have a pharmacy background, I can help at any position in pharmacy. But the fact that I have a computer course allows me to do a little bit more than what they were expecting. And just to give you an example, we have a pharmacist handling all the back orders, all the medication that are back orders. And at first, she used to go, she has about maybe 75 medication on a daily basis to check. She used to go in the system, manually check the quantities on hand, go in a document, enter the information, go back in our system, check how many was used or how many days on hand we have left, and go back in the system and enter that. It would take her maybe 5 minutes per medication. She would do it once a week, basically. I was able to program, to make a little program for her. Instead of taking her 5 minutes per medication, it takes her 5 minutes a week. So when you pay someone a lot of money. I'm not gonna. Well, it's all public now. I think anyway. If you go on a government website, the pharmacist and the hospital are getting paid between $53 and $57 an hour, or something like that. So when you pay someone that much money for entering numbers in a document, and you can get that done in 5 minutes instead of 5 times 75, that would be 153, 425. So 425 minutes instead. It is a huge amount of money saved. But after that, some other hospitals in the province found out about that program. They wanted to have it done. Now, all the computer systems are not exactly the same. So if I do a program for someone, there might be some fine tuning to do for the other one. So I kind of made a name for myself in the whole province that, in the pharmacy department, Remy's the guy that knows how to get stuff done, basically. And, I received a bunch of messages in the past week that almost made me question myself. Am I doing the right thing? People telling me that, the hospital is going to miss you, the department's going to miss you, but the whole province is going to miss you. And when you're talking about the whole province, I mean, it's like, whoa. It means that I was doing something right. Huge savings in time and money. And I'm usually the one that will find the reason something is not working properly. I collaborate a lot with the IT department and the nursing and the pharmacy, and there's a lot of people working together. And if I work with you, I'll learn what you do, so that I can understand better what you're doing, and then I can help you better. And I guess that's really, just give me a second. And yeah, that's really helping, everyone, that I understand the job, that like the way the nurse is working. I understand the way the IT guy is working. I understand the way they think. So when an issue arrives, I know exactly who to contact to fix my issue. And you're saving time. And when you save time in a hospital, you can save someone's life. I'm not the one that goes on the unit and give the medication, or I'm not the one that performs the CPR on them. But if I can make everything easier for them, well, I've done my part. So it's kind of made me wondering why I'm leaving. But then again, we're in a time where everything is going up. The cost of everything is going up. This will be a job. It's going to allow me to meet more people. I'm not going to be in a department of 40 people. There's going to be myself and my boss. It's going to be my colleague. Um, so there won't be as much drama, I guess. There shouldn't be any drama. He's a Montreal Canadian fans. So am I. Right there, we know we get along. There were a few differences in the things I was getting in the pharmacy compared to what I'll be getting there. Of course, I'll be making a little bit more money, but it's not only about the money. I think I needed a little change, and who knows? Maybe at some point I'll go back there. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me, but right now I have 4 weeks of vacation a year. When I go there, I will only have 3 weeks plus 1 week that we're paid and we can't work. The difference is the 4 weeks of vacation. I could put the 4 weeks wherever I wanted in the calendar, except that there were other people in the department, and I was like in the middle of, of the list. Even though I wasn't really counting towards the amount of people that needed to be in the pharmacy at specific points. There was still the pharmacist chief that wanted to have me there if she was not there. There's also, if the other person that can create medication, if she's not there, I had to be there. But I take my vacations to go hunting, so it wasn't a big deal. I take one week off at the end of September to go moose hunting, and I take 1 week off to go deer hunting, and I take a week in the summer to spend with my family. I was always trying to get time around the holidays between Christmas and New Year's Eve, New Year, I should say. But there was always too many people missing, and I could never get that. So I would always keep like 1 week just to take a few days here and there. I went to the conference in Ontario. It took a few days, things like that. But now I will have 3 weeks that I can put whenever. The other guy's not a hunter, so it's not going to interfere with my hunting vacations. I will have 1 week left for the summer. Although I was told that the golf tournament is on the same weekend that I'm usually on vacation. But, I can go on vacation after. I don't really mind. Like, as long as I have 1 week off in the summer to spend with my family, I'm good. And then between Christmas and New Year, we are closed, which means we are paid to stay home. So that 1 week, I cannot move it around, but it's still, exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have that week off anyway. Spend time with the family, spend time with the kids. It's the holidays. You have New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, New Year's, Boxing Day. There's always a bunch of different things. So it's it is a huge change in my life, but I didn't hesitate. To me was, hey Robert, a big step up. Yes, it is a big step up, and this is something I can be proud of. Yeah, I usually I'm not working on Christmas, but I've seen a few years where I was working on Christmas Eve. So, you go to work until 4. You get home, you grab the kids, and let's go, because we have to see my parents-in-law. We have to see my parents. We have to see my brother, and we just didn't have time to do anything. But now we'll have time to just relax. We'll be off, unless if if Christmas falls on a Friday, I might still have to work on Christmas Eve. But it seems like there was a little bit more how can I say that? A little bit more understanding from my new boss. Well, not maybe understanding, but the fact that we're just the two of us. You know, if we say that we want to close at 12, I'm guessing he's going to close at 12, and it's going to be it. Get vacation 365 days a year now after 40 years. Yeah. And I've only been working for like 20 years, so I still have another 20 years to go. Yeah, I hope you enjoy your year off all year round. There's always a lot of stuff to do, though. But yeah, it's gonna be a big change, and the fact that I did not hesitate, and the fact that you always second guess yourself. And it was like this one morning when I went to work, and I'm like, okay, like this morning I feel a little bit more stressed about everything that's happening. But it was not a stress that would stop me from doing my job. It was just like, okay, like it's really happening. Like I'm really changing job. And it lasted for about 30, 40 minutes maybe. I told my friends, I'm like, right now it's been stressful. It's stressful a little bit, but it's happening, and I'm happy. And yeah, but yeah, I've been looking for a long time. I've been looking for the last 5 years for something else. It was not like I wasn't pushing hard to try to find a job because I needed one. Like I have a job, I'm stable, it's fine. Like I just felt like I needed to change. You're looking for something else. The job itself that I was doing was fun, but I'm the kind of guy that what takes you 40 hours a week will take me 30. And after a month of doing that same thing, I'll be able to do it in 25. I'll find some ways to shorten the time of what I have to do. And, I'll probably be able to do it in 20 hours after a while. Whoever takes my place in the pharmacy is going to be doing half of what I do because they won't have the skills that I have. There's no one that's going to have the job with a pharmacy course and a computer course because there's no one else in the province that has that. But there could be someone that's good in computers and has a pharmacy course. That could happen. But I doubt that they'll be able to program and do that kind of stuff. So, I doubt that they will be doing the same thing I did. And I doubt that they will be working as fast as I did. Let's hope I'm wrong. But when I think about what I'm going to be doing, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm going to do, and I don't know. Maybe that's the unknown. Maybe that's stressing me a little bit. Like I know I'll be taking care of the website and all the posters and all that kind of stuff, but on a daily basis, I'm the kind of guy that needs to have something going. I'm the kind of guy that needs to have projects, needs to have work, that needs to get something going. If I'm there at my desk, and I'm like, okay, what can I do now? It's not gonna work, and that's what it was at the end in the pharmacy. They tell me that there's always stuff to do, but for me, taking the pills in the bin and putting them back on the shelf is not what I want to do. If that's the only option, that's not what I want to do. And that's something I hated. So I was always trying to find new ways to improve the system. But there was always some resistance from different staff. So it's hard when you have a job to do, and the harder you try to make it go forward, the harder someone else is trying to stop you from doing your job. And it was a long time where that was happening. It was not happening lately, but it happened for so long that I believe that that drained me. It drained all the energy I had left to give. Um, like maybe at some point I'll realize that I was happier where I was. Maybe they'll take me back, maybe not. The thing is, with the union and all that kind of stuff, it might not be possible. But hey, if I don't try, I won't get anything. And I'll be making an extra $1.50 an hour. So right there, with the vacations I want, with all the opportunities that I'll have, meeting different people on a daily basis, that's going to be a new challenge. That's going to be something very different. And I've been trying to find new ways to raise money for them. There's technology right there. I mean, on YouTube. Now, I don't think it's going to be possible to do like a live stream in a hospital. And I don't think that I can use my channel to do something for like in their name. I might not be able to say I am here raising money for them. But what I can do though is say that I am raising money for me so that I can make a donation to them after. You know what I mean? Like this is probably something that will happen at some point where I'll say like, okay, all the money that I receive in super chats or in donations, super thanks or whatever for the whole month will be given to the foundation in my name. Or I'm just brainstorming, but it's something that might be possible to do. Talking about live stream, we're on 15, so next Friday, 22nd, I will know if I'm going moose hunting or not. I'm guessing it won't happen because my uncle that has a tag is suffering from cancer at the moment. He should be okay. He should be, he just needs a surgery and he should live. But right now he's really ill. So I doubt that he can come spend a week in the woods, rough roads and having to shoot a moose or whatever. So it might not happen. But, health comes first. Life comes first. And if it doesn't happen, well, we'll still have 2 doe tags for deer in November. The devil's in the details and finding the loopholes. Exactly. There's always a way. And in the end, it's all going for the same purpose, which is buying medical equipment for a hospital. My Wild Home, thank you so much for stopping by. That's the first time I see you here. Trying to see your logo. Hello, Mark. Little Ridge Farm, thank you so much for stopping by. Wild Home, My Wild Home. I'm just wondering where you're from, if you don't mind. And yeah, I'm doing okay. Jeez, I'm struggling to speak right now. Mark is here also. I said hi. Little Ridge Farm, that's awesome to have you here. I keep missing your live because you keep going live during the day when I'm at work. It's always hard, but I try to run your live streams, at least give you the watch time and the views and all that kind of stuff when I get back home. Since I have Robert in the chat, I will give you just a little hint of what I harvested today. We have 62-acre island on a lake in wilderness of Canada, British. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's see if I am subscribed to you, and if not, I will, because that's very interesting. Ryan and Melody. We just bought a private island. That must be awesome. And I will ring the little notification bell because I try to support my Canadians. I can't promise you that I will comment on every video. I can't promise you that I will be there watching every single video because I'm trying to support a lot of people. But if I see you, you are live, I will try to stop in and say hi. And if I see a video and I don't have time to watch because, like I said, sometimes it can be very busy, I will at least put it on and give you the watch time, give you the views, give you a thumbs up. And, you know, that's what we're trying to do. Been busy. Haven't been on YouTube much. Yeah. Well, I still see you once in a while, so that's good. And you must be getting near the end of your project because last time I saw you were putting some sort of foundation. Might be wrong. Might be mixing you up with someone else, but I think it was you. We subscribed to you a while ago. It's Melody on tonight. Awesome. So Melody and Ryan. Wilderness. So you must be okay. That's cool. You have your PO box there. Awesome. Yes. It's cool because I just looking at your description and I see it's made us realize that life can change very quickly. And yeah, it is. This is kind of the subject for tonight. Really, how life can change very, very fast. So I will leave that open and I will try to go see what you're all about. That's awesome. Yes, thank you. I see 12 thumbs up, 13 people watching. Don't hesitate to just click the little thumbs up. Helps the channel a lot. So Robert, since you're here, I will not go into details, but let's just say that I currently have, right as of now, about 140 pounds extra than the total I had last year. I've been trying to keep it a little bit more secret this year. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to kick my butt with less videos to make and less restrictions and all that kind of stuff. I had a big harvest today. Like there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 4 days this year that I harvested over 100 pounds of food. So we are supposed to be, well, we're under warning by Environment Canada. There's a hurricane. Well, the hurricane is not really going to hit us. It's going to switch into a tropical storm or whatever it is. And we are expecting about 100 millimeters of rain tomorrow and a lot of wind. So I figured I was going to try to harvest as much as I could today. And I was going to go to the community garden and try to get as much as I could there as well. So I ended up harvesting a bunch of squash and zucchinis that were smaller than what I'm used to, but I didn't want to leave them there in case they would rot or, you know, the wind would destroy my crops or whatever. On my way home, I stopped to get some very important things at the store, and I saw a few people there. I gave away uh, a few squash, a few zucchinis. On my way back home, I called the mom of one of my very good friend if she wanted to have zucchinis and squash. I also gave her some beans. Um, so I must have given like 10 squash, zucchinis, and about 2 pounds of beans total today. And I still ended up with a tiny bit over 130 pounds of food today. Um, I harvested about 80% of my potatoes, which is putting me right now. I'm curious to see. 40 pounds of potatoes. My my harvest is not as big as it was last year for potatoes, but there's still some in the garden that I didn't have time to harvest, and it might not happen tomorrow, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Been working on my brother's place and my sister's place. I haven't been working on my home. Okay, yeah. Um, so even with everything I gave away, I ended up with about 130 pounds of food today. Like I said, I harvested my potatoes. Well, not all of them. I'd say about half of what I have left, what I had left in my garden, I harvested in potatoes. I harvested last year. I couldn't make it to 20 pounds of onions, like John was challenging us to do. Uh, so there is something missing. There's definitely something missing in my document. So it has to be more than that, because I am looking here and I don't see the amount of onions I had. And I know I harvested onions, and I harvested onion tops as well. Let's see. Let's just take a quick look here. Try to see why I'm. Oh, okay. So, what I always do is I take pictures of my food. You probably can't see, but it's giving you an idea. Um, I'll take pictures, and when I come downstairs, I look at the pictures. I'll say, okay, I have 4 squash. That's 7 pounds. I'll put it in my document. And I went back to the first thing I harvested in my mind, the first thing I thought I harvested today, because there's a bunch of videos I filmed just on top of it, and it's making me realize that I have another 6 pictures that I have to add in my document. So I will be adding a little bit more stuff in my document. So I probably have around 140, 150 pounds of food today, because there was a little bit more potatoes than what I have in my document there. Onions. I only harvested about 20 onions, and so how come this is not working anymore? You guys can still see me, right? Okay, there it is. Because it was jammed there for a second, it was frozen. So yeah, I still have a bunch of onions. Like, I planted about 600 onions, and I only harvested about 20 today. The rain should not hurt them too much. I harvested some onion tops as well, scapes, I guess. I harvested beans. I harvested squash, zucchinis. I found a big, huge pepper that I didn't even know I had left in my garden. I was cleaning up all my not my peppers, my squash and zucchini plants, because it's actually the first official possible frost day according to the almanac and all that kind of stuff today, and we're expecting a storm. So I figured, if there's nothing left on the plant after I harvest what's left there today, there won't be enough time to grow a flower and then another vegetable. So I removed the plants and threw them on the other side of the road. And I looked and I saw something red, and I thought it was like one of those cups there that I might have forgotten there for a little, like for a while. But as I approached, I noticed that it was a huge, I think they're called red king or red bell king or king red bell peppers or something like that. It was a huge red pepper, and that's the only one that I actually harvested that was red on the plant. It's because I missed it. So, yeah, I ended up with peppers, um, beans. I still have some celery in my garden. That should not be bothered too much by the rain. I forage a little bit of apples. There are a few apple trees near the garden, and nobody's picking them up. They've been there forever, and so I picked a few. They're not really good looking. They look like the kind of apples that could actually be good, but they have like weird shapes. They wouldn't be sold in the store for sure. I'm gonna try them. If they're not good, I'll turn them into juice or into applesauce, and I'll figure something out. Um, what else did I harvest today? But anyway, it was a huge, huge, huge harvest. And um, another thing that's fun this year for me is, as you can see, my pantry is no longer behind me, except for this bag of rice here, right there. That's a bag of rice. And the reason that I put it there is because I bought a bag of beans, and my cat decided that he was gonna play with the beans. So he opened the bag and threw some beans on the ground, on the floor, and started playing with it. So I figured I'll bring it here. The cat really doesn't come in here, and so and the reason my pantry is no longer here is because I got a shelf now, like a big metal shelf. It was in one of my last video. Most of you saw it. Um, and I'm filling my pantry quite fast compared to last year. I'm good with carrots for the year. I'm good with beans for the year. I have some blueberry jam. I have some pickled zucchinis. I have some chicken broth. I have a bunch of things that I'm not used to do that I didn't have in the past, and I still have a lot more to do. But it's getting there. I have a pantry now. I took foraging classes, and I learned even more things about foraging. You know, different plants that I can turn into delicious tea. There are two different plants here. One of them looks like some sort of a cranberry. Well, it's wintergreens. They're called wintergreens. Some of you know them. The leaves, when you take them in your hands, sorry, you take the leaves in your hands, they smell like peppermint. And there's also another plant that grows nearby. Um, I think they're called mama berries. It's a tiny little white berry, and I guess they make like the best jam ever. But I was only able to find a few plants, and there's only like two small berries per plant. So I didn't even have a handful of those berries. But the plant can be turned into tea as well, and those white berries smell and taste like peppermint. So it was it was pretty cool to find some and learn about them and all that kind of stuff. I learned a bunch about plants. Last year I learned about mushrooms. I harvested a bunch of mushrooms this year. I have some that are dehydrated. I have some that I froze. Um, they're in my fridge. We ate some. Um, I this year I decided that I was going to learn a little bit more about plants. And there are so many plants um, that I didn't even know that was possible to eat. It's insane. Like right now, if I get lost in the woods, I can probably live forever um, with the food. I mean, of course, there's harsh winters and the predators and all that kind of stuff, but I would never, never, never have to worry about food again. Never. Um, I know how to hunt. I know how to skin. I learned how to process an animal from start to finish. Um, it might not be cut the proper way that a butcher would do it, but it's still something that I can eat. Um, yeah, we're gonna have a wet weekend, and yeah, um, it is about 4 inches of rain, and that's coming tomorrow. And I'm also jealous of Private Island. But Robert, if you're rich, I know there was one island south of New Brunswick that was being sold for like, was it $1.2 million or something? Um, and there's a bunch of deer and everything there, so you can always buy that one. We really are having the time of our lives. Yeah, uh, whenever you have fun, you get tired faster. Uh, Late frost could cause weird shapes. I don't remember having late frost this spring, but we've had a lot and a lot of rain. Like my apple tree here didn't grow one single apple. So I'm going to have to go forage for them instead of growing them here. Hello, Coffee Walks and whatever. Nice to have you here. Yeah, I'm stupid rich. So I'll be up there next week to pick that up. Awesome. And I can go work for you if you want. You just have to pay a little bit more than what I'm paying now, getting paid now. Um, so yeah, we're expecting the Hurricane Lee tomorrow. I don't know exactly how strong it's going to be when it gets here. The only thing that scares me a little bit is the fact that I still have my 2 greenhouses outside. And oh yeah, Marilyn, you asked me earlier if I was pretty much done with the garden. If the storm doesn't destroy everything, I still have about a dozen plants of tomatoes in my greenhouse and about a dozen pumpkins growing in there. So, it's there's still a lot of food there. I just want to copy that there. Tracy's not here and it's bugging my mind. He should be here. Tracy, why aren't you here? I'm just kidding. Share that here. Share that here. Um, no, I'm really not done at all. I'm close though. I'm almost done, but well, my goal was to get 2,000 pounds of food this year, and I still have some onions, potatoes, wild apples. Just with those three things, I should reach my goal. There's also the possibility of maybe going moose hunting, and of course, the Shit Wars Global Gardening and Homesteading collaboration will be done by the time I go deer hunting. But I will most likely have more meat there because for the first time in my whole life, I have a doe tag. So I go there, and the first deer I see is going in my freezer, which is pretty cool. Well, No, I can't really say it's the first doe tag ever. I had one back in 2016 on Gramanan Island, but Gramanan Island is like almost going in a deer farm where there was 400 doe tags given to like 350 people applying. So it was almost guaranteed that we were going to get one. And you go there, and there's literally deer everywhere. So it was very easy to spot one. Hello, Lynn. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you're having a great evening and you had a great week. And I hope you have a great weekend. Hopefully, you won't get the storm we're getting. And the thing is, on Gramanan Island, we had 3 does between my dad, my brother, and I. And it ended up being 80 pounds of meat total, the 3 of them. They're really, really small. A regular doe should give me about 100 pounds of meat, like if it's a real mature doe. But on Gramanan Island, they're a lot smaller. I picked every pepper I had today, no matter the size. We had very close to a frost last night. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a frost. It's going to be raining. That's weird. So, Lynn, I can see your comment on YouTube where you say waiting for Aiden to get out of work, but I don't see it on StreamYard. That's weird. No, it can't be up there. I don't know why. That's weird. So, because right there, I see that you pick the peppers. I see Maryland's answer about she doesn't know how I do 2,000 pounds. I see that you say hi to High Coffee. But right here, I don't see waiting for Aiden to get out of work. That's weird. Is there? Oh, it can't There's no. That's really weird. But the thing is, Mahilan, like I told you, you grow and harvest food for yourself and your boyfriend, and you could probably do a little bit more if you counted the stuff that you give to your cats, because you do grow some food for your cats and your rabbits. Yes, I see everything that you wrote except for you waiting for Aiden to get out of work. I can see it on YouTube, but I don't see it there. And that's the first time I noticed something like that happening. But I mean, I grow food for a family of 7. And I have 3 freezers that are full. I have a pantry that's almost full. I grow. I had 40 chickens. I lost 1, so I ended up with 39 chickens. And it's not going to last us a year. I'm pretty sure next year I'm going to go with 60. 60 chickens is not a lot, because the way that we do mine one weekend and my friends on the next, or a few weeks later. So there's always 4 of us working, and it goes really, really fast when you do it that way. I mean, 39 chickens was over 200 pounds of food. So right there, it's a lot when you think of it. I did some rabbits. I still have some turkeys coming. I bought 8 turkeys, lost 3, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure that the ones I have now are still bigger than what I had last year. I go hunting, I go fishing, I go foraging, and in the summer, pretty much everything I do is about harvesting food. I played softball a little bit this year, which is probably why I'm feeling a whole lot better than I did at the same time last year. Um, but besides that, I'm always trying to find food. I took foraging classes twice. I go to the beach. I look for stuff I can eat. I harvest some. I go in the woods. I look for plants or fruits or nuts or whatever, something I can eat. I go in the garden. There's always something to pick up. Um, I have a few gardens here. I planted a bunch of fruit trees this year. It's gonna be even more food for me in the next couple of years. So yeah, like I see high coffee running out of steam. Weird. Do you see this? Yes. I see Dave's comment to Marilen. I know, but my thought my garden were big and productive. They probably are. They probably are. Um, I have about close to 100 pound of tomatoes. Um, I'll be doing some salsa and spaghetti sauce. The plan was to do that tomorrow, depending on if we still have power or not. Hopefully, that stays. Um, 80 pounds of potatoes last year that I ended up with lasted us for about 2 weeks. We eat a lot of potatoes. Um, I think we still have about 2 jars left of carrots from last year, and that's only because at first we didn't really want to use them. I'm like, okay, well, let's not use them yet because I can them. I don't want to eat them right away. But now we're eating them, and if next week we need more carrots, we're gonna eat whatever we have in our pantry, or we might have some frozen. I don't think we have any frozen now because my freezers are full. But we have chicken, turkeys, rabbits, uh, trout. We might have a few pieces of bass left from last year. Um, we have pork. We will hopefully have some red meat, either moose or deer. We might have like a steak or two left from our moose from last year, but that's only whatever's left at the bottom of our freezer, and once we find them, we eat them. So, um, I harvest dandelion, I harvest spruce tips, I harvest different kind of flowers, different kind of herbs. I have a bunch of herbs dehydrated in mason jars or dehydrated and shredded, grinded to use as spice. So it goes up fast. I mean, if I harvested blueberries with the whole family. Keep that in mind. If there's 5 of us that go in the woods to harvest blueberries, we harvest 5 times faster than you being alone, basically. Um, we went blueberry picking. We harvested a few gallons. We ended up making blueberry jam. We froze some. The kids put that in their smoothies. They ate some. You know, there's always something. And um, at this time of year is usually a time where Anthony does his part because he wants to go hunting, and they change the rulings in New Brunswick now. That was a weird sound. They changed the rules in New Brunswick now where you can go hunt for bear and deer starting at 12 years old. It used to be 16, but Anthony's excited because he's 15, and since that rule changed, he'll be able to come deer hunting with us. And I mean, it's not going to cost more because he's sitting in the Jeep. I mean, he's 100 pounds. You know, like it's not going to cost more gas. It's not going to cost more for our Airbnb where we're sleeping. And the fact that I have a doe tag, I'm hoping that I can tag a doe first day, so that way I can help him stay with him, because he has to be with an adult at all time. He can't be hunting on his own. That's the difference. So he'll be able to go and hunt deer as well. So maybe we might get a second deer. We don't know. But hopefully I'll get a doe on the first day, or maybe the second, and then I can focus on showing him how it's done, showing him what to do, how to sit and stay quiet, how to relax. I'll be able to lay down and sleep, and he'll be able to stay up and look around. It's funny, they're always laughing at me because when I go deer hunting, it's so silent and nice in the nature. I just put I'll put my head on a tree and I'll fall asleep right away. So it's kind of funny, but I'll have someone else to look around, you know. Helps a lot having tomatoes this year and good production. So see, you'll be able to have a lot of vegetables as well. Yeah, you don't have birds, but you do have the rabbits. You have a lot more rabbits. Like your rabbitry is more evolved than mine, so you have more rabbits than me. I also harvested every herb I have too, and I picked one of my crookneck squash. Nice. Aiden's okay. All right, if you're still there, take care, Lynn. Yeah, I think we should be safe with the hurricane. We might just get like big wind and rain here. I'm hoping that Jack and Lindsay down at Ren's Homestead, they're about 3 hours away, and they're supposed to get it a little bit worse than us, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Hello, Angie. Thank you so much for stopping by. Nice to have you here. The RCMP musical ride is in town. I'm going to see them. Musical ride. So that's what's coming in the next few weeks. We'll start a new job. I will have to wait another week to know if I'm going moose hunting or not. I told my uncle and my dad, just buy the license. If you go, you go. If you only feel good one day, we'll go one day. It's all you need. Just one day. You just need the one moose. If he doesn't want to go travel in the woods on bumpy roads, we can just go behind my dad's house. There's a big lake there. We can start calling the moose and have one coming out. We never know. We saw a few ones back there, so you never know. You could be, the legal distance from a house and have a moose come in right in your face. I saw one like where I put my garbage bins a couple of years back, right at the entrance of my driveway. I opened the door to put the garbage on, down the steps, down the stairs, and I look up and there were two moose right there. I'm still here, but not chatting much. That's fine. I'll take anything anyone can give me, whether it's watch time or thumbs up or anything, really. It's just nice to have you here. I can talk to myself anyway. I do that sometimes. So yeah, and then I'll be going deer hunting. That's going to be awesome also. There's also grouse hunting that starts soon, and bear hunting that's already started. Now, I'm thinking about getting my bear license just so I can bring the rifle when I go harvest my apples. Because when we go harvest apples, you can see the bear trails and the bear poop all over the place. So I don't really want to go there and be in bear territory without proper protection. And unless you have the proper license here in New Brunswick, it's not like in the States. I can't have pew pew in my hands for protection. I have to have a tag or a license to hunt something. Talk to myself too. And I heard someone saying that there's nothing wrong with talking to yourself as long as you don't reply to yourself. And for me, replying to yourself is not a bad thing either. It just shows that you're thinking out loud and brainstorming and all that kind of stuff. The problem is if you're talking to yourself and you're asking yourself to repeat, that's the issue. It means you have to go get your ears checked. Renz has a video out on storm preps 1 hour ago. Okay. Did I get the notification for that? Probably. No. I can see that Scott from Rambling with the Brooms is live, preparing for Hurricane Lee Part 2. I didn't watch Part 1 yet. I am so far behind on everyone's videos. It's it's insane. I don't know. I'm trying as hard as I can to just show some love to everyone. But there's so many people supporting me, and I try to support everyone, and it's just not possible at the moment. Once the summer is done and the hunting season is done, then I have time to relax and enjoy every single of your videos. But until then, you'll have to accept that I might have to watch a little bit later. Yeah, then it could be an issue if you have to ask yourself to repeat. That's an issue. I listen to videos but can't always comment. Yeah, I do that too. And honestly, sometimes I'll be at work, and if I go out for lunch, I'll put a video on, go out for lunch, come back, and then I'll be like, okay, what's he talking about? Or what is he talking about? Just like fast forward a little bit. Oh, okay. He's working on his tomato trellis, for example. So I'll be fast forwarding, and instead of watching the whole 10 minutes video, they'll get the 10 minutes watch time because I will leave it on, and then I'll be like, okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is what they did. Awesome. And I'll listen to the ending or whatever, and at least I know what's going on, because if I don't do that, I mean, I'm subscribed to about 500-600 channels. If I have to watch every single video that comes out, I won't sleep, and I'll have to travel back in time every single day to be able to afford to watch everything. So sometimes I'll be here, I have a computer behind me, I'll put some videos there to play while I watch something else on screen here. And same thing for live streams. You can be doing a live stream, I can be in the chat, and then, I have to go to the bathroom. I go upstairs, and then I start talking to my kids, or the cat comes nearby. I'll grab the cat and get lunch, and I'll come back and, okay, you're talking about, okay, cool, and I'll be commenting, and then I'll go back outside, or put the garbage on the side of the road, or go get my son at his friend's place. Come back, you're still on, fine. I'm still watching, giving the watch time, and you have to at some point. You can't be there and listen to every single thing. Unless it's really something that, I've been wanting to learn how to do this. I'll be there and I'll be watching and listening, and I mean, of course, like my very good personal friends, I'll be watching a little bit more carefully, and that's why I'm so far behind on your videos. If I'm far behind on your videos, it means that I am really watching and listening. But Angie, you make it easy on me. You didn't put out too many videos lately, and the one you made about the garden tour, I was really looking forward to that one. Um, since we were there this spring, well, yeah, in the spring, and you were showing us what you were about to do. And I think when we got there, Mike was just starting to remove some of the trees, and to see everything, well, not finished, but it's amazing the amount of food that you grew um, in such a short time, And that's what I like about the community, because everyone is at a different time in their lives. Everyone is doing something different. I mean, Maryland's got the rabbits. Uh, Dave's got so much experience in the garden. Like, I mean, he'll be doing smaller videos, but straight to the point. Like the video Dave made on the compost bin. Like, okay, like you look at the compost, and I notice you have a little tarp on it. I don't, and that's probably why I'm struggling with my compost so much. I should buy one of those thermometers as well and put it in my compost. Um, I have weeds growing in my compost, so it's only taking out the nutrients, and it's not going to do much good. Tracy has the off-grid thing. Mike and Angie are building a house, and you just literally started a garden from scratch. Annie does a lot of canning videos and a lot of recipes, and Lynn does a lot of different recipes as well. Um, I feel like with everyone in our group, um, we can find all the information we need. There's someone doing, Darren's doing the animals, um, the food forest, and there's a lot more people. Like I could name everyone in here. I mean, everyone in the chat is doing something different than what we're doing, and it's fun. It's nice. At first, I was trying to do a little bit more vlogging, and then I realized that I needed to do a little bit more teaching, and so I've been trying to do that a little bit more lately. My voice is going extinct. Yes, and that's what I like. Everyone has not only their own style, but everyone has their own way of gardening. Everyone has their own way of prepping, cooking. Everyone has different kind of animals. Me chickens is probably the easiest one for me, while Marilyn is having it easy with the rabbits. I know Jack and Lindsay at Ren's Homestead, I think now they pretty much have it all. They have the goats, they have the pigs, they have the turkeys, they have the chickens, they have pigeons, they have the hunting ground. It's so cool to see them grow. Like, I don't know. They have a way of making their videos in a very interesting way. And some people are better to teach. Some people are better to talk in front of a camera. Some people are better to make a story. Angie with a camera and editing skill is, you guys are amazing with a camera. At least you are. I don't know about Mike. I don't know what Mike can do with a camera. If he was on his own, I don't know what he would do. But Angie, you you blow my mind when you make your videos, storytelling, and all that kind of stuff. You and Lindsay are in another class totally. I came into homesteading wanting all of that. Um, I didn't really have anything I wanted when I started. I just wanted to grow food. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna start gardening and film what I do. And I started liking YouTube, having fun doing this. I met some amazing people, and now it's just um, I just not that I want to do it all because I know it's impossible, but I wish I could move somewhere where I'm allowed to have goats, where I'm allowed to have pigs, and I might have that on Sarah's property, and maybe someday he'll sell me a piece of land, and I'll be able to go and do all my things there. I don't know. And discovered I don't. Mike sucks. I'm sure he has some skills. He's funny. You put him in front of the camera and he can make people laugh. And he's a good entertainer as well. Monday Night Live. There's only him that can do it that way. Well, I don't remember what video it was. There was one that you made that just like the way that you guys move the camera, the way that you make a story out of every single thing you do. Because I'll be in my garden harvesting food, and I'll be talking to the camera, and it's simply me talking to the camera. One of the things that I am good at that you guys probably don't see is when I press record, I'll have the camera set up, I'll press record, I'll start talking, and when I'm done, I'll press stop. And when I come on the computer, I barely don't have any editing to do. Like seriously, I just put the stuff together, put the music. Every once in a while, I'll be doing something like this just to tell me, okay, you need to cut this part, and I'll be doing this again and start over what I was doing or what I was talking about. But besides that, I'd say that 80% of all my editing is done with my thumb on my phone. It takes time. It takes time to master the camera and all that stuff. It takes time to be the YouTuber you want to be. It takes time to be the homesteader you want to be. I was in my garden tonight. It had such a joyful moment. This place is shaping into a place I dreamed of. That's awesome. I'm really, really, really happy for you. I mean, not only are you and Mike nice people, you deserve what your like your dream. You're gonna live it, and you deserve it. And I can only imagine what the lasagna is gonna taste like in a few years when you do it with your own tomatoes and your own vegetables. Did I just create a new challenge for you, Angie? Oh. I was just checking a message I got from Annie. I had a long week with my grandfather passing away, with the new job coming, with all the excitement, the downs, the ups. I think I'm gonna go to bed now. But I want to thank you all for being here. It was awesome. When the live stream ends, it should redirect you to Rambling with the Brooms live stream. So if you're not tired yet and you want to spend some more time chatting, I encourage you to go see him. And if not, well, you can go to bed or you can go do something else. It's up to you. You think the lasagna was good? Wait till you try the soup I created. You're gonna have to put some aside or make some next year again. I hope you can have a hot shower without boiling water someday, Angie. Our phones are such a powerful beast in our hands nowadays. They used to be just a piece of dumb plastic. Now we are the dumb. Yeah. And it's funny when you think that this little thing here can be what back in the days was a computer, a Walkman, a camera, a video camera, photo camera. Um, just to think that a computer back in the days was probably the size of this place here. And now it's that little tiny thing. And I can do a lot of things with that phone. You know, you can do your bankings, you can talk with someone. Uh, just look at 20 years ago. Who would have thought that we'd be talking face to face, seeing the person you're talking to? Pretty crazy when you think about it. I still remember those old roulette phones there. You know, you show that to the kids, they have no idea how it works. We have a water heater in the trailer. All right, so I will leave you for about 30 seconds, 40 seconds with music, just to, because I always do it, and it gives me a little bit more watch time, I guess. But once I click stop, you should be redirected to Scott with Rambling with the Brooms. He's live at the moment, and he's usually blabbering a lot more than I do. TV, Rolodex, map, compass, recipe book. Yeah, true. Flashlight is a pretty good one. The compass as well, the GPS. You want to go somewhere now, you just put the coordinates in your phone, and it'll bring you right there. You don't even need to buy those GPS. It's crazy. That little gadget has a lot of things. And yes, like you said, we are kind of the dumb ones now because most people are addicted to it. But if used in a good way, it can be very, very useful. All right. Take care. Good night. And if you're in the hurricane zone, stay safe. And hope that you have a great weekend, wonderful week. And oh, he's done with his live? Oh, well, you'll be directed there, and you can just say hi, give him thumbs up, and leave. I don't know. Take care.